people, but from the people that run the village is where we're getting the pushback. And I mean, they're still working on it, still trying to make them understand. And if the EMS people can sell it to the others, you know, and their big thing is, well, you know, we have all the people that work in the jail and we have to be responsive to them. And it's like, they're not your taxpayers. You know, some of them are, granted, a lot of the people that work in Clinton community, right? In Clinton, are from the town of Dannemora, but a majority of them are not. And
yeah, but that doesn't matter though, in turn, because the EMS is responsible for any of the businesses that are in town. I mean, same thing in Plattsburgh. The EMS, you can't say, well, it's because they work at Moldright and they're from Keithville, or they're not important.
well, of course,
You know, man,
but I'm just saying
you
that's
can't
not
count
an
people.
excuse to keep them in the village.
No.
So,
Well, I think we should have them in both places. The Essex County is taking money from the short-term rentals that they're collecting, and they're putting it towards the EMS. And this town is being foolish by not collecting money from them short-term rentals that are in this town. And it's crazy. These people are making bank on their lots on the lake, and in turn, the town is getting nothing off of it. And we sit here and suffer and argue about EMS services. There's your solve.
why do you think we're not getting money off of short-term rentals? We sell them
The
permits.
bed tax that the county collects.
Yeah, well, that's the count, we can't fight, I mean, the county collects a bed tax, towns are not allowed to collect bed tax at this time. Essex County is totally different,
Yeah.
all the other counties around here. In Essex County, your legislature is your town supervisors. You don't have a elected legislator, it's every town supervisor is the county board. And that's the same way, you know, that makes sense, and it was like this until years ago. They changed it so that they
But
had,
in turn, I think there's ways of raising revenue for that. Often this, you could very easily put something on them to help solve this problem. Because obviously it's not gonna go away unless you throw money at it. We need more help. You need 2, 3, 4 more
and
EMS personnel.
the staff is not there. I mean, you know, we have people that say, well, why don't we have an ambulance in Lime Mountain and an ambulance in the village?
We do.
We
just
can't
don't
get the
stop.
people, and nobody can. They're just not available. The stringent requirements that they're putting on these EMS people, the amount of training they have to do, where they have to do it, how often they have to do it. Some of them are just throwing up their hands and saying,
Yeah, for
we gotta have a life.
$40,000 a year.
Excuse me?
Yeah, for $40,000 a year.
Yeah,
You
you
wonder
know.
why they don't. You gotta pay these people, you know, I don't get that, why we skimp on that, you know, I just.
Well, we're paying pretty much with the exception of, no, I think we're paying pretty much the same as,
We're like, I think they were number 1 or number 2 under what Morrisville pays. CVPH pays the top, and that's where they have the issue, because everybody goes there and picks up all the overtime.
yeah, you know, and CVPH can say, okay, we're gonna pay you double time plus $10. I mean, towns cannot compete. A town of less than 2,000 people, I mean, our population in this town is less than 2,000 people. Don't believe what the census says. The census counts people behind the wall.
Yeah.
And-
That's wrong. For that
So-
purpose, yeah.
And in fact, I just got a new fiscal stress thing from the state, which we get periodically telling us how, and we've always been 0 because we have no fiscal stress in their, you know, the way they calculate things. And we actually had a finding, and that was because our population dropped between 2018 and 2023, because those are the years that they're reporting on right now. Well, of course our population dropped. They got rid of 1,000 inmates out of the jail.
60.
So so our population dropped to around 3,000. So you take away the 1,000 that are still left there, 1,000 plus.
Yeah.
Now we have, that tells you what the true population of this town is and what our tax base is. And so, we do what we can. We do the best we can
I hear you.
and push on.
It's not, there's no easy solution.
No, and it's not, and it's, a lot of it's not fair, but there's nothing that we can, we can complain, and believe me, I went to I'm a board member on the Adirondack Association of Towns and Villages, And we had a meeting last week of what legislative agenda that we are going to push up. And one of them is EMS. They got to get a handle on EMS. And that's one of the biggest things. I mean, we're still pushing for some cell coverage and that kind of thing, because there are a lot of areas in the Adirondacks that has zero cell coverage. But EMS is one of the top 5
We
things
did
that,
get a grant, oh, right, for that. I see in the paper, we were awarded like $100,000.
That's a shared service, so he's talking about the shared service.
oh, the shared service. So what that was when we went in with the village for EMS, I went to the county and said, if you go in for service with another municipality, if you can show that you saved money by doing so, then the county or the state through the county will pay you what you saved back to you as a reward, basically. So we saved $130,000 from our bill, what we would have paid our previous one to what our first year of paying Dannemora was. And so that went in there, and so we split that. We each got $64,000. We've started spending that. We had to upgrade the mirrors on basically the mirrors were rusting off the ambulance up in Lime Mountain. So we paid for that out of that money, and we actually used $50,000 of that, put it back into EMS, because otherwise our EMS would have gone up to like 223. But we used some of that money, and we've kept some of it aside so that we can have a maintenance line, because we're responsible to not for the upkeep, because
Just for the general maintenance, like anything wear and tear, like everything in the back of the rig, like EMS wise, they take care of it. It's part of the contract.
but
We gotta maintain
the actual
oil
vehicle.
changes.
Oil, yeah.
Yep. So, all right, well, if there's,
So in my opinion, the mayor of Dannemora, I'm not gonna let this go. He's extremely rigid, and in my own belief, and I'm a pretty good judge of people, he's a strong arm on the rest of the board, and they do not dare to back up against the wall with him. And so he overrides everything, and that's why we stand where we stand. The village board, the village trustees, I don't believe have a whole lot of say in what's going on here, and that's my opinion.
but I think their managing supervisor, the new supervisor, Chris, whatever he's called.
Yeah.
I think he's slowly trying to make them see that what needs to be done and what the smart thing to do
So
is.
what's stopping us from creating our own?
A lot of work.
Oh my God,
A lot of work, we probably go up at least another 100,000 just to start.
and
That's why we dissolved, we couldn't hold on to it. And now we're in the same boat again, we
You
can't hold on to
gotta
it.
apply for a certificate of need for the billing purposes of it, for the town of Dannemora.
yeah, you have to.
You can do it, but it's not
There's-
gonna happen overnight.
There's so many regulations to go through.
When they went to this system, it saved us a lot of money from what was going on
We
before.
suffered for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it saved us a lot of money, so the idea that it's that
Well,
easy to fix
and-
is not true.
I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff that we get into. I'm not gonna get into it on record, but, to start your own, you would need, all the medical things, all the regulations, all just to take care of the drugs, and, people, the control of substances and all of that. We would need to hire a lot of staff just to manage something like that.
So we have that now though, right, in the village?
The village does it. They're the ones, so they do all of that. They do all the medical billing, and you have to have a company that, they have MedX to send out the bills to people that you take, and they have to deal with Medicare, Medicaid, insurance companies. So they're doing all that. So, I mean, it's not a simple process. So we'll keep chipping at it. It's not something that we're gonna let drop. So, anything else? All right, well, then I call for an adjournment.
I'll make one.
And thank you all very much for coming and for the conversation, appreciate
You
it.
need one executive or no?
No, we didn't need the executive.